In the previous lesson, we linked all the PLC tags to our home page and details page. Our SCADA can now communicate with the PLC and display live process information. In today's lesson, we'll finish another important part of our project. We'll create system information tags, link them to our administration page, configure our calculator, login and close runtime buttons, and finally, display the current logged-in user together with the current page being viewed. Let's begin by creating our system information tags. Unlike the tags we've been using so far, these tags do not come from the PLC. They are generated internally by WinCC itself. They provide information about the computer running the SCADA, such as the current date, CPU usage, memory usage, and available disk space. To create them, open Tag Management. Right-click Tag Management and select Add New Driver. Scroll down and select System Info. This driver gives us access to information generated by Windows and WinCC instead of information coming from the PLC. Expand the System Info driver. Right-click the subfolder and select New Connection. I'll rename mine system_tags. Now open the connection table. We'll create 4 tags: date, CPU, RAM, and disk space. Let's begin with the date. Under the address column, click the 3 dots. For the function, select Date. Choose whichever date format you prefer. Before clicking OK, pay attention to the data type shown in the window. This is important because the data type in the tag table must always match the type returned by the function. Click OK. Then set the data type column to match. Next, we'll create the CPU tag. Open the address dialog again. This time choose CPU utilization. For the format, select Total Load Percentage. Notice that WinCC tells us this tag is a 32-bit floating point number. Set the data type accordingly. Repeat the same process for the remaining tags. For RAM, choose Available Main Memory, then select Free Memory in percentage. For disk space, choose Available Drive Space, then select Free Space in percentage. Again, make sure each tag's data type matches the function you've selected. Our system information tags are now ready. Now let's display these values on our administration page. Open the admin page in Graphics Designer. We'll start with the Date field. Select the Date I/O field and open its properties. Locate the Output Value property. Click the light bulb icon and choose Direct Tag Connection. Unlike the PLC tags we connected earlier, we're now connecting one of the system information tags we just created. Select the Date tag. Set the update cycle to Upon Change. Since our Date tag contains text instead of numbers, change the data format to string. This allows WinCC to display the date correctly. Now repeat the same procedure for the CPU, RAM, and disk space fields. Simply connect each I/O field to its corresponding system information tag. For these 3 values, you don't need to change the data format because they are numeric values. At this point, our administration page can now display live information about the computer running our SCADA. Next, let's configure the calculator button. Instead of writing the code ourselves, WinCC provides a tool called the Dynamic Wizard. The Dynamic Wizard automatically creates many common actions for us, making configuration much easier. Select the Calculator button. Go to View, then Toolbars, and enable the Dynamic Wizard. Inside the wizard, switch to the System Functions category and choose Start Another Application. Click Next. Leave the default trigger as left mouse click. Click Next again. Now browse to the location of your Windows Calculator application. Select calc.exe and click Finish. The dynamic wizard automatically creates the required event for us. If you open the button's Events tab, you'll notice that a C action has been generated. If your calculator doesn't open during runtime, don't worry. There is a small issue with the generated code. Open the generated C action. Locate the line containing the calculator path. Sometimes WinCC omits the executable extension. Simply make sure the application name ends with calc.exe. Save and compile the action. Your calculator button should now work correctly. Now let's configure the Close Runtime button. We'll use the dynamic wizard again. Select the Close Runtime button. Open the dynamic wizard. Switch to the System Functions category. Choose Exit WinCC Runtime. Click Next. Leave the default trigger as left mouse click. Then click Finish. That's all that's required. Whenever the operator clicks this button, WinCC Runtime will close safely. Next, let's configure the Login button. Open the button's properties and go to the Events tab. For the Press Left event, add a C action. Expand Standard Functions, then Options. Select Pass Login dialog. You'll notice the function contains a single character. Enclose it with quotation marks. You can replace that character with any letter you like, as long as it remains enclosed within single quotation marks. Compile the action and save it. Now, whenever the Login button is pressed, the standard WinCC login dialog will appear, allowing users to enter their usernames and passwords. Let's now display the currently logged in user. Select the text field where you want the username to appear. Open Properties. Under Fonts, locate the Text property. Click the light bulb and choose Direct Tag Connection. Instead of browsing our PLC tags, expand the Internal Tags folder. WinCC already provides several built-in internal tags that automatically update during runtime. One of these is @current_user. Select it and click OK. Set the update cycle to upon change. Now, whenever a different user logs in, WinCC automatically updates the displayed username. No programming is required. If you're enjoying the series and learning something new, consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps support the series, and you'll also be notified as soon as the remaining lessons are released. Finally, let's display the current page being viewed. This is actually very similar to how our navigation buttons work. Remember that our picture window always knows which picture it is currently displaying. Whenever that picture changes, we simply want to copy its name into a text field. First, rename the text field so it's easy to identify later. Open its properties. Under Static Text, change the object name. I'll call mine Current Page. Now return to the picture window. Open its properties, then go to the Events tab. Expand Miscellaneous. Locate the picture name property. You'll notice it has a change event. This event is triggered automatically whenever the picture window loads a different page. Click the lightning bolt beside the change event and choose Direct Connection. For the source, choose This Object, which is our picture window. Select the picture name property. For the target, choose the text field we renamed earlier. For its property, select Text. Here's what's happening behind the scenes. Whenever the picture window changes from home.pdl to admin.pdl or to any other page, WinCC automatically copies that picture name into our current page text field. This gives the operator a simple way of seeing which screen is currently active. And with that, our administration page is now fully functional. We've created system information tags, displayed live system information, configured our calculator, login, and close runtime buttons, and added automatic displays for the current user and current page. In the next lesson, we'll create our different users, assign authorization levels, and configure the user administration table so that different users can have different permissions inside our SCADA. The next video is already on your screen. I'll see you over there.